Random. Oh, we got Giraffe. Neat. I like having Giraffe. This is Umbra Remnant. And we've got an Excavation Eruption in the deck by base. I like the idea of that. Let's actually try and get this to be a good card. I never want to pick it, but if I have it, I'll use it. Is that your real voice? The one that I'm doing at the moment? Yes. It would be a remarkable Herculean effort to commentate games for 8 hours a day in a voice that isn't mine. I can do that for maybe like an hour. When you summon your first morsel unit each turn, draw one, or waxy units gain endless. If I ever want waxy units to gain endless, surely it's with drafts already in the deck, right? Now enjoy feeling self-conscious about your normal voice? I don't. I don't feel self-conscious about my voice at all. It is one of the few things that I am unshakably confident in. Endless means reform won't work, right? Yes, but I have no reform in the deck at the moment. But so you're saying that these are better used as reform targets? Endless draft with morsels sounds real good. That is one thing, like the morsels, like everything that, oh, hang on. Yeah, they don't burn out before they eat, right? Yeah, so I just give them a bunch of morsels. What are the mechanics of your tribe? Okay, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. We've got the primary clan is Umbra. Umbra is focused around X cost cards, a little bit of energy manipulation, and then on top of that, and this is their big thing, is morsels. Morsels are units that will, at the end of a turn, be eaten by the front non-morsel unit on their floor, friendly non-morsel unit on their floor, and in being eaten, they will confer some buffs. And then I have the allied clan of Melting Remnant that have a theme of burnout and reformation. So burnout means that the unit is only alive for a certain amount of time, and reformation gives you the ability to get them back from the graveyard and enhance them with buffs. And Melting also has the theme of tombs. What is the spell stuff for the Melting? They're a bit weird. You need a lot of those plus burnout cards in the endless drafts. If they're gonna do anything against bosses, you need... Okay, yeah, that... Alright. Alright, I think you're right. Yeah, they won't do anything against bosses, and if I focus heavily on building good drafts, I focus on dying to a boss, basically. No! I can get the monstrous! I can get the monstrous! That's my boss killer. Enemy sent with armor 5. Like I care. Where do I go to watch you learn the new content? Oh, that'll be over on exclamation mark YouTube. The first run that I did, the publisher stream, is not in the playlist, in the most recent playlist, but the most recent playlist has all of the content that I've not played these clans at all off camera, or even really looked at the cards off camera. So there's the publisher stream is my first blush ever looking at these new clans. And then obviously the series that just started 3 days ago is my first actual experience with them on my own time. Who the F is Rhapsody? I know, right? Who does he think he is? Double Antumbra assault you. Get more damage. Ooh, Dreg. I should just be constantly eating, I think. He's the guy you watch when you watch all of Northern Lane. I need to change that. I still need to change that. I just never really feel like I have the time to. I don't know. Yeah, I think I just saved the drafts as spells, honestly, at this point. If I change, it's by yourself. because specifically recently, because he just started a Monster Train series, I don't want to make a bad impression on people coming over, possibly from related content, like related videos. And I can see how that could be interpreted as not sarcastic. And if it's interpreted as not sarcastic, I can totally see how people would look at that and go, that's trying to ride a coattail. And I'm very, very self-conscious about that as an idea. I know, however, that Northern Lion has seen it and apparently liked it, because his manager told me that, so that honestly, specifically, I mentioned, like, you know, the anxiety around that in particular to Rito at one point, and then Rito said, yeah, but his manager wouldn't have told you he'd shown him unless it was good. Otherwise, he just wouldn't have mentioned it. And I was like, huh, I guess. Huh. Kill your drag? Yeah, good idea. Because all of this is very new, I'm lost, to be honest. If you're lost on the new clans, then the publisher stream is the best way to get super familiar with them. If you're lost entirely with respect to Monster Train, then in the first episode of the new series, I have linked in the description the first episode of the old series, which is very slow and tutorialized and explains the whole game. Enel has a manager? Yep. We've spoken about it before. Let's give you the extra health. Extra round of combat there for us. Then throw an Entombra Assault for the possibility of getting another one in another turn. Play that. Wait. Just the new clans? Yeah, that'd be the publisher stream that you're looking for there. What's a lurker? I'm just gonna throw a drag there. That's fine. Did I have a manager? Peak and Rito and Rapson's manager? It's P-E-A-K, not P-I-Q-U-E. It's like the top of a mountain. It's the way that he explains it consistently. Am I crazy, or did it get quite a graphical overhaul too? I don't think it got a graphical overhaul. Space Prism, obviously. Excuse me, I'd like to speak to your manager. Fine. Let me go get him. Yes, I was told that someone wanted to see the manager. It's me, Mr. Reginald Hammerschmidt. What's he been doing again? Has he been ranting about Fallout? Oh, he's always ranting about Fallout. Doesn't he realize that Bethesda are doing their best? That ungrateful soul. What the hell is this? A video game? I've heard of these. I used to play Tetris to remind me of the thrill I used to get from construction work, but my knees have since given way, see. Sir, I say, sir, your employee Raps is a kind gentleman. Can you give him a pay rise? Pay rise? But that comes out of my paycheck, you see. No. I handle the strings of the purse in a similar way to how band managers used to manage their bands in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s and the 50s and the 2000s and 2010 and the 2020s. Well, you haven't experienced that one yet, but time is a circle, you get there. Yes, no, I get all of the money. I give him a stipend. He has the ability to eat instant ramen. Everything's fine. This one looks good. I don't know shit about this game, but apparently putting that on a draft seems like a good idea. Knowing that Sir Reginald Hammerschmidt is your future dog's name makes me excited for this bit in the future, but in dog form, you know I'm gonna be doing that to the dog. You know it. You scrubble. Yes, well, what an adorable dog you are, that kind of thing. It's just gonna happen. That's how it goes. Dripfall, I'm worried about Dripfall because I need to have the space behind the Penumbra. The Penumbra wants to be as low as possible because it has the trample effect. Well, it doesn't want to be as low as possible because it has the trample effect. Maybe Trample wants to be higher. Trample actually does want to be higher. So we would get to see Peak. Yeah, sorry, Peak is probably still asleep. Actually, it's 11. No, he's actually probably awake. Maybe it is Dripfall. No, but I have morsels. It can never be. Well, it's. I have morsels. It's not Dripfall. Slay the Streamer an option for this game? I don't know where they landed on whether or not they're going to necessarily have like modding support in this game. If Johnny Devo's around, I think he might know. Do you think this game could use an endless mode? Probably not. It's balanced around, you know, your 8 floors. I honestly don't think Slay the Spire needed an endless mode. I think they included it. I think like 4 people play it. I don't think I need any of these, honestly. In passing. Morsel Master. All right. Yeah. Yep. SES has endless outside of mods. Yeah, it does. But the good endless is in the mods. Get that infinite spire. I had fun with the endless mode first and last time. Pretty much same experience here. I was like, oh, it will take some overwhelming dickery for me to lose this run. And at the point that I do, I'm gonna feel like robbed because this is the best deck I could make. Okay. Love your manager. Right back at you. Do like the idea of the spell cost reduction here. I'm also thinking like these draft units could easily take some upgrades. Feel pretty good about that. But the spell cost reduction on Excavation Eruption seemed really interesting too. I think I'm gonna go for this one. Get the cost. I think they mentioned something about mod support saying that since they create their own game engine, they didn't want to release that code, but I made a mistake with another game, so take that with a grain of salt. Okay. I will take that with a grain of salt. Ooh, holdover -1. What about -1 plus 10 magic power, both on the Excavation Eruption? Would you ever play Sir Reginald as a D&D game? Like, not as part, but an actual PC? Yeah, I'd love to. I would love to. I've built so much around that kind of like the blustering kind of, you know, mid 60s, early 70s kind of like British Reginald Hammerschmidt kind of oh god, what's the archetype of the kind of character I'm talking about? Like they wear an explorer's hat, but they probably went on safari once, you know, that kind of thing. There's a name for the archetype. Holdover Excavation Worth. That's the problem with a holdover excavation is if I cast that every turn, I'm locked out of the ability to do anything else until I end up getting my my second point of Ember, and even then, not great. Victorian Adventure, yes, yeah. Very much that kind of realm for that character. The Bespectacled Gentleman. The kind, you know how what's it called? What's the steampunk rap genre called? It's steampunk rap something. I don't know, that gentleman rap or something? I don't know. But like that aesthetic, but without the steampunk thing. And also not the rapping, because it's gonna be difficult to rap in that voice. There's steampunk rap. Yeah, there was a lot of, yeah, there was chap hop. Yeah, chap hop. I remembered it had a kind of shitty name. So just steampunk then? No, but like without like all the gears and the copper fascination and stuff like that, but with the kind of like elevated status kind of character. That kind of thing. Steampunk rap without the steampunk or the rap? I mean, like steampunk without steampunk does still have an aesthetic to it, right? You can picture it. I'm sure you can. Professor Elemental is chap hop. I honestly think like there was probably a year in my mid-teens that I listened to like a lot of chap hop. Honestly, I think like the only thing we can afford to do here is that, and then this. Do we still play the game? Sometimes. It's good that for people who are only interested in seeing the game played straight and no chat whatsoever, I release 2 episodes on YouTube per day. And then I stream it as well, so that I can support both kinds of viewing audiences. It's a fun thing I get to do. Exaggerated Victorian nobility? Yes, but like just little later in the time period, but yes. Saw them already? That's fair. I mean, like, I'd say that's fair. That's actually remarkable, considering that's releasing a lot of Monster Train content. Like, it's almost a full-time job just to watch it, TBH. Very, very, very flattered that people have decided to do so. I do have 2 Antumbras in here. Maybe I can deal with this. I can deal with this. Your renowned society is increasing. You gain 1 favor. It's been a long time since I played it. Is that a Renowned Explorer reference? If it's not, then oops. That's what I'm interpreting it as. Trample on top floor. That's what I've been thinking recently, yeah. Not just for this, but also for Trample being a clear up rather than the setup, right? Congrats, you managed to get me into tabletops. I joined an Anima Prime campaign and they explained it to me as D&D with less stats and a really, really large amount of D6s. Hell yeah! I hope you enjoy it, sincerely. Fallen London? Dang it. As much as I want to, I have had so much difficulty getting into Fallen London. I still desperately want to, though. This sucks. Putting the Penumbra on the top floor actually kills it. Like, I can put the Morsel Master in front of it to actually save 10 HP, and I think I have to. Yeah, I have to. Even if I put all of these units on the second line, they still all die. Why not Morsel in front of it? Because the Morsel would only block 1 hit. Morsel Master blocks 2. And these all come up to the next floor. They'll have 3 damage by then. If I still don't have like a good blocker in the front line, then they will be able to overwhelm and easily kill a 5 health champion in Penumbra. That is to say, if I put down a Morsel here, this would only have 5 health at the end of this round, which makes it much more likely to die to these clergymen in the next round. Why not Dreg plus Morsel in front? Because there's only 1 space on that floor. Best way to get into Fallen London is Sun the Sea or Sun the Skies. I also tried to get into Sun the Sea and had difficulty as well. I know that I will love it, but oh, there's some mental blockage there about it. You know? Okay. How greedy am I? How greedy am I? Am I greedy enough to use the Antumbra to kill the collector here? Can I win if I do that? Check next draws. Space Prism would be great. Excavation Eruption would be great, but I wouldn't be able to play Excavation Eruption if I drew it right now. I'd be able to play it next turn, though. Place Dragon in front of Champ. I can play Dragon in front of Champ and save the Champ, no problem. But then the Champ only has 1 HP, and then it'll die when it attacks these enemies with the spikes. Unless I also draw the Entumbra. Well, Entumbra or Excavation Eruption both next turn are pretty good. So I basically have to be double screwed on a draw. I'm going to be drawing one of them this turn. Okay, fine. Let me try it. Basically, if both Excavation Eruption and Entumbra Assault are on the bottom of this deck, so if I draw out of 7 cards, the 5 that I don't want and leave the 2 on the bottom, I'm going to have a bad time. Other than that, this is going to work out fine. Why does he not think about the Slay Energy of Eruption? Because I would still need to be able to play it, and it would cost me 1 to be able to draw it this turn, or possibly draw it this turn. So if I'm understanding you, it wasn't really viable there. Okay, let's get a damage shield on you, definitely. Consume and get you some extra health also. Actually, you know what? I'll Shade Split first, just in case I get... No, okay. That was a just in case I happen to get Lifesteal. Like damage shield and then Lifesteal so I can get back up to full HP so I can start going again is a really good idea. Not sure if it's super relevant for this game here, but I'm not sure if you saw the request for colorblind modes and streams for YouTube vids. I did. That was for Oxygen Not Included, if I recall correctly. And I haven't streamed Oxygen Not Included since you'd mentioned that, but I definitely saw it. I've also been considering recently whether or not I want to get like an automatic captioning thing. Not for here, but like, you know that free space below the cards? Because like, you know, you can't read the text on these cards. So like this area here, like an automatically on the fly captioning thing. I've seen a lot of streamers with that, and I know that there are a lot of people who watch my YouTube videos with, one sec, that's Lifesteal. Good. I know there are a lot of people who watch my YouTube videos with automatic captioning because they're hard of hearing or otherwise hearing impaired. So I'd like to do that as well. As long as the captions aren't hard-coded, they would be hard-coded. Like, like, I don't know if there's a Twitch extension that allows you to do that, but it would be just... It wouldn't, like... I've watched streams that have had that, and like, initially, as someone not hard of hearing, you look at it and go, huh, that's a bit weird, and then it blends in, and it's gone. It's never something you see again. To be fair, that is my experience. It's not universal, but still. This captioning Twitch extension. Okay, I feel a lot better about that now. I watched a streamer who has an extension to turn it off. Great. Great. Like it. I've been bugging you for a while now, but you got to try holding right click. I have done that a few times. It's just I don't do it consistently. Magma Morsel doesn't matter to me. Yeah, to the point that I'm going to Entumbra Assault it, looking for better units here. Lifesteal is going to be incredible. Shuffle another morsel back in the deck. Lifesteal again. Good. Cool. I know most effects, but what's Burnout? Burnout ticks down every turn, and at the end of its tick down, the Burnout unit dies. Cave In is actually kind of interesting here. Cave In gives me the ability to set up the Penumbra on the second floor rather than the top floor, and then just put a bunch of morsels on the top floor and then descend them all on the same turn. Taking it. Don't think I care about any of these, though. Lifesteal heals damage done for a number of attacks he would have attacked. Yes, also, just in case anyone's not familiar with that. I got confused by lifesteal as well. I thought lifesteal 4 meant that you steal 4 life back when you attack, but no. It would be so useless if that was the case. I'm glad it's not. Remnant, I don't want to frontline the Remnant. I'm fine. I'll go over here. Whenever you play a unit, a random card in your hand costs reduced to 0 for the turn. So I'm going to get free cave-ins. I'm going to get free excavation eruptions. Because all of my morsels are extra units. Like Rhapsody, it's really bothering me, but you keep not picking cards that make the draft useful. I've kind of decided not to focus on the draft for this run. I've been trying to focus more on like extremely expensive cards. Specifically to focus on the extremely expensive damage cards that you can get as a result of being Umbra. We're now, like, that's very viable now with the Flicker's Liquor. Defend before H. Well, yes, you're right, but yeah, you're 100% right. I need to worry about that. Train suits. Whenever you summon a morsel unit on this floor. So the top floor would be... No, the top floor can't be Morsel Master because Morsel Master will eat all the morsels. You know some games you buy on your Steam gives you collectible trading cards. I got a foil one that's apparently worth $1.50, so that's a nice thing that just happened. Sell it. Go for it. Drag train stewards keep getting played. Yeah. I agree. Rare Umbra is probably going to be more important for us than rare Remnant Melting here. Shroud Spike is hilariously good. If you never played draft, you might as well purge them then. The draft is still better than a Drake for us. They're both one size. One of them is more damage. Sure, the other one has Burnout 2, but I honestly don't care about Burnout 2 over Burnout 1. They're kind of like relatively similar. I legit think you shouldn't build around morsels this run. Doesn't seem like you've got a good setup for it. Specifically Mask of Penumbra, whenever you summon the first morsel unit each turn, draw 1, and then whenever you play a unit, a random card in your hand is reduced to cost 0 for this turn. I disagree. I think that both of those heavily incentivize going heavy morsel. But again, like, I'm in the same position where I'm like, I'm playing Umbra. What do I do except morsel? Ryan Earl's last line? Was that? But... Really? Never mind, you do now? Yeah, but that's based on the fact that I have the Shroud Spike. I'm saying that even without the Shroud Spike, this is what I wanted to go for. Because of these. Endless Draft would have made it such a different run though. Does this game have a seeded mode? I think it does. I don't know if I can pull up like a... Yeah, I think it has to be seeded from the start. I don't think this is like something I can then pull the seed out of. Actually, it might be. At the end of the run, I might be able to get that. We'll see. Umbra builds morsels. It does feel more and more like that. Morsel Master is garbage for me at this point as well. Wait, is it? No, I have the +1 capacity in the deck as well. I'll put that there, so then I can +1 capacity and actually pop a good morsel behind you. All the bad morsels go on the top floor and get caved in. Maybe change up how you do morsels, like buffing a backliner begins morsels or something. The morsels get eaten by the frontliner. How do you buff a backliner with it? I steal. Cave-in is already free. Good. Let's go Dreg and Draff here on the bottom floor. And Tumbra is now free. Use that to remove you. Great. Now you get this and this. Just send them all. And then which do I want more? Damage shields, probably. Blossoming Bomb was better, right? I get fewer morsels that way. I actually also defend myself significantly by removing those 2 units. So I removed 2 units. One of them wasn't damage, right? One of them was a healer. So it wasn't that important, but the damage difference is 6, whereas the morsel unit difference is 2. And the morsel units reduce the cost of other stuff in my hand as well. I think that one was correct. Don't get me wrong, I'm very open to, like, I make mistakes consistently. I am very, very open to that. And to being corrected on those. I just don't think that was an example of that. Okay, now we have Excavation Eruption. You know what? Do that on top floor. Every other floor is already, like, easily accounted for. These are going to go up, and then they're going to be easily accounted for here. The train's used. No, I wanted them to die. Why, Ryan? My bad. Tall one, thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. Much appreciated, bud. Space Prism. Great. Unfortunately, I only have the ability to Entumbra one of you. Actually, no, I can Entumbra and then I can kill one of my own units with Entumbra as well. That sucks. I screwed myself up with those train stewards. It's a really bad move that I just did there. At least now for the future, I will know that, but it doesn't make me feel better in the moment about it. Okay. Fine, Magma Morsel, and Entumbra Assault you. You get incant triggers, that's fine. Didn't see the damage shields on the bomb earlier? Oh, okay, yeah, that's the difference between those. The bomb was gonna take 2 of them. I can totally see how that would be, yeah, the difference maker there. You could always cave in the middle and start dropping morsels on the middle from now on. Yeah, I would have the train steward still there, but yeah, I definitely could have done that as well. You're right, you're right. I don't need the extra energy at all. Rubble morsels are like real bad for me. Nice. And then Ryan. I'm gonna take damage to the Forged Disciple because I'm a dummy. You go there. Everyone caves down. Fine. Should be able to cave in the pyre so it starts earning its salary. That's the job of my enemy in this game. That's their thing. I'm trying to take their thing from them? Magma Morsel, will Entumbra Assault you. Another Magma Morsel, will Entumbra Assault you. Hang on. Only put up the best ones. 2, 3. Descend. Honestly, like, this spell just being big and dealing a bunch of damage and also being free consistently is real good. I don't really need to do that much here. What happens if you cave in on the boss? If there is a floor below it, it will move down. If there's not, that is, like, if it's destroyed a floor like this one, it won't move down. I'm talking specifically about a flying boss in that circumstance. Obviously, like, a boss that only climbs when it destroys a floor, obviously isn't going to have the ability to do that. Blazing bolts, they're expensive. They're expensive, and they're going to be free. I don't care about... do I care about the Monster Maker? No. Yes? No. No? Yes. Wait, no? Yeah, no? Because my bottom floor could be Morsel Maker, Morsel Master, some frontline unit. And then my top floor, my second floor is Penumbra. And then my top floor is just Morsels in Waiting. WTF is fuel. It's only referred to on this card as far as I've seen so far. And it's just, this unit cannot attack unless it has fuel. And it gains fuel by gorging. You take capacity here, you can add Morsel Maker, Morsel Master, Big Boy. I am going to be taking... Am I going to be taking capacity here? Maybe I take draw here. I have the ability to play every card in hand constantly. I actually take draw. Did you unlock all the cards for new clans? Not yet. I am, I think I'm level 9 for all of the new clans at the moment still. Honestly, getting a second version of Excavation Eruption or Blazing Bolt seems like a decent idea here. Because they're free. Remove 2 bad cards from the deck, get an Umbra unit. Umbra unit could be a Gorging unit, and then Duplicard. It's definitely this side. Get the dregs out, I think. No, the dregs at least die. The train stewards are a problem. Because I keep wanting to put them down, but then they don't die on the top floor, and then I have to cave them in, and then I'm sad about it. Gorge create lifesteal. The problem is the Crucible Collector is going to need more HP to actually get started, but then it'll be really good. It could easily be the thing I put in front of the Morsel Maker, Morsel Master, though. It's only 2 capacity as well. Which means that if I increase the capacity of that floor, even if I have the Big Boy and then the Morsel Maker out first, I can still fit the Morsel Master in. Are you aware that Blazing Bolt purges? Yes, I am. So it says, purge, deal 30 damage to the front enemy unit, add a stronger version of this card to your discard. And then the new one says, purge, deal 30 damage to a front enemy unit 2 times, add a stronger version of this card to your discard. And then the one after that, you best believe I'm pretty certain it says, deal 30 damage 3 times to the front enemy unit, add an upgraded card of this to your discard. Train Steward is 2 space, Dreg is 1 space. That's another reason to keep the Dregs over the Train Steward. But the large one is because they die quickly. Stops upgrading? Does it? I was told it was endless. I'm actually kind of keen to get a second Blazing Bolt right now. There's definitely an end. But does it keep coming back? Because if it doesn't keep coming back, now I don't get it. I mean, Excavation Eruption's really good still. He loses Purge? Okay, that's fine. This is a lot of AoE. But having another cave-in per cycle is really good as well. Dupe Spike. Not super enthused about Spike, honestly. Because I'm never going to get extra energy in this deck, like it's only ever going to cost for 3, really. Unless I have it in the same hand as Excavation Eruption and the enemy has like a full field, but how often is that going to happen, right? I still need a front unit nuker. And I'm gonna need more front unit nukers in the future. Kevin lets you set up better. I agree. +2 capacity on that floor. No, we go stats. Now, if I'm going to go for the final monstrous, I'm actually going to need the extra capacity. Non-boss enemy units gain multi-strike. Do I care about that? Honestly, I don't think I care about that just because of the nukes that I have in the deck. Numbra. Oh, Blazing Bolt's already 0 cost. Nice. Oh, the cost that got added to my discard pile is already 0 cost as well. What? Shade Split. Don't really care about that much. Actually, well, no, I do care about the Shade Split this turn. Wait, hang on. Crucible Collector dies if I use it here. That's the thing I don't like about the Crucible Collector. Rumble. Chump block. I can chump block with Magma Morsels, but then the problem is, like, when am I ever going to get the Crucible? I mean, I can, yeah, I'll just wait a turn, I guess. Still takes 12 damage, though. Why not Shroud Spike now? Because it doesn't help anything. Lifesteal will help. Lifesteal only helps if I live through the enemy's attack. So if I had Shroud Spike one of my units, this gets, what, 2 times? So you get 4 damage, and you get 2 stacks of Lifesteal. Then the Clipped Reflector hits my front unit for 4, then it hits you for 4, and then the Quill Marksman hits you for 6, you die, you never trigger Lifesteal. Awesome. Shroud, then Dreg Block. 2, 1. Yeah, I should have shrouded. I should have shrouded then. Yeah, I should have shrouded first. 100%. I think do I? What if I Morsel Maker, Dreg, and Draft all as chump blockers here? I hate it. I hate it so much. But it feels necessary. Cave in is... no. Cave-in's too much of a problem. All of these go to the backline down here. The Penumbra doesn't even kill much if that happens. Okay. Morsel Maker. So you go 5-5, right? First. But you can sap 6-6 if 2 units stand in front of you. That saves the Crucible Collector, but God, it's expensive. I need one of my other cards in this deck soon, please. That's only 2 attacks, thankfully. A single Train Steward blocks that. Okay, now life is not good, but it's better. single Train Steward in the front line blocks all of the damage incoming. Then it dies as well. Get the Antumbra to give the Crucible Collector more HP. Minor, Morsel, Antumbra, Shade Splitter, Shade Splitter, Rubble Morsel. Does Rubble Morsel matter for me at all? Not really. Yeah, but I still want to get it out, I guess. Do I want to get it out? No, maybe I use it as a chump blocker later. I'll actually save that. Okay, pass. Who's your favorite main clan so far? I don't necessarily believe I have one yet. It's gonna take me a lot of time to form broader, like, bests and stuff like that. Okay, great. And Antumbra kills you. Now we start getting our lifesteal off. Life is good. Shade Splitter here. Get you there. Cable those ones in. There's still one space on this floor, so I could cave another thing in. Sure, let's cave you in. And that also decreases the cost of the excavation eruption, so I have the ability to kill. So now I can heal back up the Penumbra. Is the champ just dead at this rate? Hang on, let me check. Seems fine. I don't mean to be overly snarky when I do stuff like that. It's... I do apologize if it comes off as rude. I can totally see how it would. I draft. Stream delay makes it worse? Is the stream on a hard delay right now? Ah, that's even worse. Actually, some of those probably should have gone down on the bottom floor. Oops. Hey, Rapso, gonna be lurking in chat. It looks fantastic, and your floor too is a massive chunker. Those counts as compliments, right? They do. Thank you, Tim. Enjoy the stream, bud. Hard pass, I think. There's a little delay for me. Usually the delay for the stream is like very low. 5.6 second? That's kind of low, I guess. Okay. Get Rubble Morsels here to chump block. The more lifesteal on the Crucible Collector, the way better off we are, though. What I do know is this Magma Morsel goes top, so that draws us a card. And we do get Antumbra Assault, great. That's what I wanted. Okay, now we go the lifesteal, not damage. Lifesteal. We did get more lifesteal, great. Lifesteal, and then another lifesteal unit, that's lethal. Hey, Dane, how's it going? Oh, that's a lovely emote. The more I watch the game, the more insane it gets. Yeah, it seems like there's no heights with this game. Like, every time I'm like, I broke the game, the most I will ever break the game is like, guess what, nerd? I honestly, like, I could see an argument here for not taking the Infused Mallet, because getting the Antumbra Assaults off is very important to me. So if, like, if some of the low health units get removed and I don't have the ability to entomb them, you can cast Antumbra on your own morsels, though. You're right, you're right. Alright, what's all this about a sacrificial resurrection? I don't think I need it. I honestly don't think it's for this deck. Because it'll have like a huge amount of damage. But it has Burnout 1 and I'm never going to be able to reform it. I'm going to lurk while I do homework. Excited to watch more of this. I'm super excited to be playing it. You can be playing it yourself as well. Come the 21st. Do you take a look at Ember Forge, or have you seen it already? I talked about it a lot last stream. But yeah, I've seen it before. Honestly, the removal over here seems a good idea to me. I like the artifact over here, definitely, but removal, get more of the crummy units out of this deck. Obviously, Train Steward, Dreg. No, hang on, Merchant of Steel. No, we need the Merchant of Steel because we need a health upgrade. Upgrade a unit with damage shield too. That's great. That'll give the Crucible Collector time to actually get big. Is it 21st or 27th? 21st. Artifact first, definitely. It's just like that's the big consideration I'm making there. But I understand, like, I don't necessarily always order this correctly. Apply day standing units whenever they enter the room below the pyre floor. So basically that just says they don't get to kill any of my morsels. Upgrade Gorge for HP. I'm gonna get the damage shield and then I'm gonna re-roll and probably look for the HP as well. I'm not gonna make it larger though. I can't. The capacity is a crunch for me. Units already cost 0 for me consistently, so I don't need it. I don't know if I can give it damage multi-strike. I need the ability later to give it more health. Because there will be floors that deal, 15 damage by themselves. Multi-strike means lifesteal depletes quicker, right? Yeah, but it's also a lot more damage. Burnout multi-strike draft. The drafts are going to get removed from the deck eventually, so it's not going to be a problem. Does lifesteal decrease per attack? It does. Can I just say, Rapso, I really appreciate how approachable and personable you are. I really appreciate... Thank you. I try. He's also gaining 4 times lifesteal a turn, so it's so positive. It's true, it's just the big problem is later on there will be floors where, like, one enemy does 7 damage, another enemy does 8 damage, and I'm not going to be able to, like, I'm not quick, so I'm not beating them to it, right? So if they do that to me, I die before I ever get the lifesteal. I think I need to wait for the health. I hate that that's the case, but I think I do. We have the removals here, don't we? We don't. That was the other side. Okay. Let's actually check. Is there an artifact in the next area I care about? Artifact is on the opposite side to the Merchant of Steel, so honestly, actually, I don't really care that much about it. It's +4, +6 every consideration. If I was desperate and this was the last shop, yes. But since I still have 3 different rings of hell to go through, well, 2 different rings past this, right? To go through. I don't think it is yet. If this was my last merchant, then I would take it. Right, so removals. Train Steward. Dreg. Another Dreg. Draft. Pass. Alright. These suck, right? Yeah, they're untargetable when they enter the train. 25% of them instantly die, but it does mean that my bottom floor with the Crucible Collector is just going to lose. bugger. Honestly, giving them extra damage, is that even really gonna matter to me? Can you hover over them now and check? Oh god, yeah, Crystal Cloak. Relentless, stealth 5, so it has stealth for the first 5 turns of combat, meaning it doesn't get targeted in combat. And it's relentless, as you might imagine. 12, 500 stats, and the Silent Marksman of 5'2". I know what these enemies are, which is why I wasn't necessarily checking for myself. But I'll check for y'all. That sucks. Sucks real bad. We can probably still do everything because they're going to be like relatively like flimsy units. We can probably still do everything with the Penumbra. It's just like, you know? I really wish I had the second excavation right. Hey, what's up? No. I'm going an hour long because I woke up early, late. Love you too. If I had a second excavation option, I'd feel a lot better about this. The Blazing Bolt actually makes me feel really good about it. Kills 4. So there's that, there's Antumbra Assault, there's Excavation. How large is the deck? It's 18 cards. I draw 6 cards a turn, so that's 3 hands to draw the full. Actually, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Especially because 25% of them die. Alright. Penumbra. Okay, now how's this for a play? I can't. I was gonna sacrifice the Crucible Collector there with the Cannibalize to get units on the top floor to push them down. Also, Blazing Bolts directly targets the frontliner, so you get to take out like the 160 health enemies with it. With Down Shield, it's plausible to wait a turn to block. But they like the it'll never hit anything. Drop a morsel maker into your hero's room with Cave In. No, that's actually going to be slower morsel generation than the other one. And it'll give consistently worse morsels. Morsel maker, eat them. Okay. That looks better. That looks better. Let's get Jeweler, draws a card. There we go, Blazing Bolts. Needed to draw there. Alright. Morsel, Jeweler. Do you need more lifesteal right now? No, you got 2 damage shield. You don't need lifesteal for a while. Magma, Cave In. You know what? Shroud Spike, I'm gonna get the extra damage shield out of it. Okay. Because not every enemy is, yeah, exactly. Not every enemy is gonna be the cloaks. It's just gonna be an annoyance. Blazing Bolts is it's no longer frontline units after the last purge. It's random now. Huh, it is. Sorry, I just assumed it would be the same. You're right, I was wrong. Space Prism here. Morsel Master happily. Use Antumbra for the Slay first. Get a bunch of damage shields on this. Yeah, I'm into it. I'm into it. Shade Splitter, hopefully. Yeah, we got something we can kill. Kill that with the Antumbra. Get 2 more units. Cave him in. And I'm going to burn out the draft. I don't want to draw it again. Penumbra's now so big, his head is sticking off of the 3rd floor. Get ready. Penumbra's getting a little bigger. He's gonna have so many shields, he won't need the lifesteal. The thing is, I want the shields, like the lifesteal obviously is just something he gets courtesy of himself, but I want the shields because they're proactive defense against the silent marksman, whereas I can't reactively defend, that is use lifesteal against them because they have stealth. Are we gonna get an even giant boy? Almost certainly. I'm gonna pop those there, then use the cannibalize to get more. I really need to get the train steward out of the deck. Damage, damage. Blazing bolts for the frontliner again, sure. Go. Make sure you have 4 shields by the time the boss comes out, otherwise we won't be attacked for 4 turns. My attacking is probably mostly gonna hammer the Penumbra floor. Like I'm trying to set myself up here for the Penumbra to be able to singly take it out. I'm gonna need more damage shields put up here on the top floor, but that's it. Thoughts on the idea of a unit that takes up 2 floors but has trample and multi-strike 2 with semi-low damage? Does it take up the capacity of both of those floors entirely? Can I put things behind it to buff it? Does it take damage from spells cast on both floors? I don't know. I think there's way too many considerations to think about before I would actually be able to give you a good answer on that. Ooh, Morsel Miner. Okay, we'll go for health, health. Cannibalize the rubble morsel because I really don't care about that at all. There we go. We got 2 jewels. Great. Shade splitter for another jewel. Oh, hell yeah. Called it. Okay. That common one doesn't die. That's really unfortunate. I was looking for something that would have died to the Ensombra morsel there. Oh! Oh! Bye! Oh, yeah, this is, yeah, that'll do it. Nice. Feast or Excavation Eruption? Excavation Eruption has been solving so many problems for me, though. Close call TBH. Both front used. I had other cards in hand I could have played if that was going to be a problem. Feast can save your bottom floor sacrifices. Right, of course, because I can do it instantaneously. Yeah, okay, cool. I like that. I like that. I don't like any of these, though. Golden Border. Still not doing that at the moment. Have you got an Eldrazi vibe from the Umbra monsters, or is it just me? Agreed. I hadn't thought about it before, but yeah, agreed. Damn it. Healthy boy. 2 damage whenever enemy unit moves between floors. How many cards do I consume? 2? 2 in a battle, but I don't really take damage. Jack scripts. I don't think there are really like any other cards in the deck I care about upgrading. I think it's just remove at this point. Is the next area sweep? Fell. Normal battle that I have no information on. There could be sweep in some of these, but there is a merchant trinkets in the next area. I'll save my money. Yeah, I don't even care about the health. Them being super dark versus pale white is the biggest thing keeping them separate. Yeah, I mean, they both seem to be kind of like a little inspired by the same kind of like eldritch stuff. Eldritch situation. Enemy unit. Okay, so jackstrips only works on enemy units. Good. Woo! Sorry, I thought that the cave-in was actually going to be killing my own things now. That was going to be a tragic time if it were the case. Thankfully, it's not. Increase the capacity of the bottom floor. Shade slit twice. Okay, good. Don't care about the energy next turn, so I'll cannibalize it. I do care about the extra health on you at the moment. And then... Blazing Bolt. Totally remove him. Ayo, you're late, but I'm worse. I started now late, yeah, definitely. But that means I can't judge you. Stop the Entumbra Assault on you. Again, I'm happy to put health here. We have a cave-in in this hand, don't we? We do have a cave-in in this hand. Muscle Maker. Muscle Master. That's how I'm actually going to manage this floor from now on. Pop that there. I'm actually not even going to be caving in this turn. To. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. I could theoretically cave in the Penumbra, but then I have nothing to do on any other floors and my cave in stuff doesn't work. But I'm not going to do that. Can you cave in the statue on top? No. Immobile. It can't move between floors or change positions on the floor. There's no reason not to feast early, right? Well, except the incant trigger, I guess. But only 7 future. Oh, right, because of, yeah, both of those duplicating. Cool. Ah, see? That's what I was talking about. The infused mallet killed both of them. Rude. How dare you? Thankfully, I still have my own that I can kill. This one gives us... Okay, it gave me a better target kill. Yep. Throw you down in the cave-in. Throw a draft on top. That's already lethal on you. There's Blazing Bolt here. Nice. You can always cave in the big boy later. Yeah, I could end this fight same as I ended the previous one. That second relic is even stronger than Momfight Hand. We are playing a character that has the ability to generate a lot of zero-cost minions. So it is looking a lot better than it necessarily always will, but yes, it is very good, definitely. Magma, and then Assault on the Magma. Sombra and Sombra, Magma, Excavator. Then let's cave in to descend y'all. Feast to eat y'all. Just damage on the bottom floor. I probably don't care, already figured out, but during the Shaft Champ videos, you have 4 mods while Alexa has 3. Maybe that altered it. No, what altered it? So, it was my bad. I misread an I as a 1, so we were just playing on a completely different seed. I checked it afterwards. It was my fault. My four mods rather, are base mod, no rewards, STS lib, and always whale. I always have always whale installed as well. But also, like, that doesn't affect that because we're doing a custom run anyway, so the whale doesn't show up anyway. Yeah. So I should probably just turn that off. You're right. I see you can barely tell the one from the eye. Yeah, it's a problem. Nice aircon. Thank you. It's mostly a heater these days, actually. It's a dual cycle, so it has the ability to be a heater as well. It's a better unit for a sacrifice. Save those in. Shade Splitter to get a new one up on the top floor. Fine, then that one's not getting played. I mean, this floor is gonna... these floors deal fine with that. I'm just gonna damage the boss a bunch. Strayin? Best believe it, man. Best believe it, aye. Hearing Orbital say Struth? I saw his, like, his I'm Australian highlight recently. I've never in my entire life heard an actual I've never in Australia heard naturalized citizens saying Struth. Ever. I don't know where he picked that up. Spend more time in Queensland? I do want to spend more time in Queensland, though. That's like a legitimate thing I'd actually like to do. Okay. Cave in, I got Feast. Okay. Shade Splitter, look for something bad. I wanted to apologize for aggressively asking you to run Remnant Hellhorns for a reform build last night. I'm glad you ended up on a YouTube video almost immediately after. That's fine. I didn't necessarily feel that was aggressive. Yeah, nah, yeah. Depending on the way you put the tone on each of those, it means yes or it means no. Pull those out. Okay, just more damage again. Let's cave you all in. Honestly, they're just gonna get eaten at the end of the round anyway. Why don't I just eat these and then put an Entumbra morsel down? That feels better, actually. That feels way better. I'm a Shroud Spike you as well for extra damage. Finally get rid of that. That was not the damage minion I thought it was. Oops. That just gave me extra energy back that I didn't care about. You can cannibalize the train suit to get out of the deck. Yeah. What clans are you playing? The lead is the Umbra, and then the allied is Melting Remnant. Shade Splitter. No, I like that one. Shade Splitter. I hate that one. Cool, you can die. I'll kill that with an Entumbra Assault. Entumbra. Jeweler. Everything is now cheap. Fine, I will kill the Jeweler. Don't actually even like what I got as a result. We're gonna go down to this floor, and then it's time to... yeah, it's time to nuke. Damage. Actually, literally here because Northernlight didn't have more stuff. Yeah, it's weird because that video is supposed to be sarcastic, but it's also kind of reflective of some part of reality in a way that makes me uncomfortable with it at the moment. I've only got my first cave-in this hand. Wait, hang on. No, I'm caving in the boss. Actually, it doesn't matter. We've already got lethal. I'm just gonna end that. Are you playing a few more rounds? I have an hour left in the stream. Wait a second. Was there an allied clan this run? I'm pretty sure there was. I don't know what happened to them though. I don't think there's any reason to turn down another Blazing Bolt here. Trample doesn't matter much. The biggest unit I have has Trample, and this Crucible Collector doesn't get enough damage for Trample to be consistently useful. Draw again. Sorry, I'm reading that, Emmy, like, shots. Everybody. I could dupe something. No, I'm going for the trinkets. I was always going for the trinkets. No space. Don't care about the space. I have Flicker's Liquor, so, like, the more cards that I get in hand, the way better off I am consistently. This... How many die in a single... 4, round 4, 5, 6... So 9, probably 9 per round after the establishing 2 turns. We're about to get really money. Get money. I do want to be really money. I just don't know if I need this to be real. Like, 42 die and you break even, right? So if we have 9 die on average on a turn when we're set up and we have 2 more battles, only after the second battle am I consistently gonna be getting it. Gonna pay for itself in like 2 turns. It'll pay for itself in 5. I'm worried that if I take that, then I'm not gonna be able to afford something on the reroll. Well, let's take a beat. We might do it. Let's conceal camera first. I didn't even have to choose. Apparently, I can also get the capacity. Weird. My professor once said in most languages a double negative makes a positive, and in one language a double negative is still a negative, yet in no language a double positive makes a negative. And I said, yeah, right. I mean, the yeah is very much another violation of that one. Bro Jam, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Says, get that money. Much appreciated. I have now gotten it. Thank you. Also, Benjamin So, thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. Enjoy emotes and chat, and welcome to the Republic. Wait, hang on. There was also someone who converted. There was someone who converted a subscription who I think I missed as well. I do apologize about that. City, how are you today? Very, very well. And yourself? I slept well. Like, really well. I got 5 hours last night. Like, last night, the night before last night. The night before that. 4? I was in bed very late. I was just working on the draft champion, not draft champion stuff. That would have been the sneaky stuff that day. All right, upgrade the champion again. Big. And now that it's big, I can play the Railforge Hammer, so I don't actually have to go for Architect instead. Chain Steward out of here. Draft out of here. Working well. Grab Sneaky. I am so glad that so many people seem to be taking to that, like, enjoying it. Because it was such a pleasure to record. Sorry, my PC was making a weird noise, so I had to perform some percussive maintenance. How much of the ladder have you climbed with Sneaky? We're recording it weekly, so only the episode that's out is actually the recorded one. Let's get really money. Saves us from damage sweep.
Oh.
20 weeks of Wrath and Teak. That's if we manage to get to the top of the ladder. Apparently it's like I feel like I'm gonna be comfortable because it's the heart every time, and there's no like, oh, this run didn't make it, well, we'll just take that away and ignore that for the sake of the ladder. No, it's a streak. So as soon as there's a loss, that's the end. So apparently mid-teens is a good expectation of where we'll be. Or rather, like, mid-teens would be an expectation of where we would get in a good run. So, Wilt Wings on every floor. No. Don't want that. Put Blazing Bolt and Timber Assault and stuff like that. Oh, extra draw per turn, I just cut a lot of negatives. I'm gonna try it. I really enjoyed the Sneaky Raps video because of how much you seem to enjoy it. Happy Raps is a great Raps to watch. I loved it. I was worried that, like, because I just streamed 4 hours of Monster Train, and I'd also recorded another 2 hours of Monster Train, and I'd also recorded an hour of Slay the Spire earlier that day. I was worried I was going to come off too low energy, but also I felt like that was helpful for kind of like making space. Also, I appreciate everyone who decided to go over from watching that to Sneaky's channel and follow and possibly turn up some of the streams. Seriously, like, one of the, like, obviously there are a bunch of reasons that I wanted to work with Sneaky, but like another reason that I want to work with people is because I'm like, this person is making really good content. I want more people to be watching it to support good content creation effectively. Oh, I could cave them in. Played the wrong card first, I'll tell you that much. Thankfully, I didn't get punished for it, but that was bad. Yeah, I screwed that up. I didn't get punished for it. I could have been, but that was bad on my part. Would you consider doing some experimental Brooklyn's Brawl if you don't quite have the time to start another train run after this one ends? Experimental is its own save file now, so it won't impact your YouTubes. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I could totally see that. I remember the day you took a raid in Risking Teak without knowledge of who he was, and that fateful day. It was a wonderful turn of events. Yeah, I mean, like, I often, like, skim through all of the stream information that I can see, and I click on their chat so it comes up with, like, their chat rules and stuff like that, so that I can kind of get, like, a little bit of a feel. But it is always, like, a little bit stressful when I'm like, I don't know, like, am I gonna raid this person? And then they're like, well, here is a list of my favorite slurs. Like, it's like, that could happen. It doesn't. Could have. But of course it's not going to happen with, like, Sneaky. It's just always my fear. Has to be on this floor is fine. Not as necessarily necessary, that's fine. That. Put you both up there on the top floor. Get them also make it down here. Ah. That's not enough damage, right? Well. Well, we're losing that unit. Made a mistake. That's okay. Also, like beyond all of that, his voice is so relaxing and lovely. That's true. 100% true. I can't believe he's getting that quality out of a Blue Yeti. Just saying. I mean, they get summoned with all the damage shields, so they're permanently gonna, like, block all of these easily. Where can we watch Rap and Teak co-op ladder SES? Exclamation mark YouTube. It is one of the most recent videos on the channel. Look at the recent uploads, or you can also see, I believe, on my main page, I just have like an entry for a playlist that is Slay the Spire Ladder Champions. Ladder Streaks. Sorry, it's not Draft Champions, it's Ladder Streaks. I don't have a cave-in this hand. Oh. Yum. Now I'm gonna get a big morsel maker. Screw it. Whatever. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. That'll die when it tries to go to top floor anyway because of the jack strips. God, the jewelers? Is there anything worse? Yeah, the magmas are worse. I'll take out a magma. Gonna need more damage shield on this floor if I'm actually gonna have the morsel maker be good. So I'll put a damage shield there, and then everyone else goes on top floor. That's the only chance you'll play Talisman with Gang again. We are talking about board game night content at the moment. I don't know if Talisman's on the table, but we're talking about a lot of that at the moment. So we shall see is effectively my answer there. Okay, so I can get 2 more on the top floor. Let's go damage shields. Damage. Pop another Entumbra down here. Actually, should have set Shade Split first. Would have even used the Shade Split target first. Okay. Cave you all in. Start setting up targets for the next turn. I can't cave the next one in because that's already the 7 limit. Both of them are the 7 limit, in fact. You know what? I'm gonna get the extra damage shield from that, then cave that in. Go for Eruption. Yeah, honestly, this deck is now less about the morsels, and it's more about, it's less about the morsels, and it's now more about actually just constantly getting these big spells off. Which I love. Huge fan of the fact that that's now what the deck is about. Really hoping to draw Cave in here. Didn't, that's fine. That does mean that goes there. Feast to eat all. Okay, and then I'll Shadesplit on the top floor and Entumbra Assault you. Now play all the rest of those that I can. Throw the extra units on the top. Excavate Eruption there. Yeah, this is... So... Remember when this was a morsel run? I mean, it's still a morsel run, but this is a spell run now. Started with 80 gold. Okay. It overperformed my expectations. I think I underestimated, literally underestimated, right? The amount of units that would end up dying each turn. So yeah, if it's an instantaneous return on this, hell yeah. Okay, damage shield. Yeah. I have 2 cave-ins here. Unfortunately, I can't kill my own units with the Entumbra Assault anymore because they are too healthy. Rude of them, how dare they? It was cave this in last round, wasn't it? That's what it should have been. Just meaning the remnant spell for damage X units died. I still don't think I would want that, TBH. Like, I think it would actually underperform the other spells that I have. Or underperform as compared to the other spells I have. Alright, stop the Shade Splitter. It's another Blazing. Good attack. Another Shade Splitter, another Shade Splitter. No. No, that was wrong the whole time. It's that. It was that the whole time. All right. Good money. Good money right there. We should be able to basically buy the win. Do I need another feast? Honestly, with the Morsel Master and the Morsel Maker, I feel like I do. Eat the rich in a rather literal fashion. Yeah, we eat and get rich. We're very money right now. We got a lot of money. We're extremely money. I love the idea of going for another Blazing Bolt, but it doesn't scale. Is the thing about it. Don't need any of that. Is that item 5 per friendly death? Yes. If so, you lost around 70 morsels that battle. So I was estimating what? That it was 9 per turn. Maybe I just underestimated the length of a battle. How long is each battle? Does anyone know if there's like a specific rule for exactly how long a battle is? Eight-ish rounds. So I said 2 to set up. So 6 by 9 is 54. So I was underestimating to the tune of, you know, about 25%. Okay. Okay. Cool. Gives me a little bit more information for the future. Next time I encounter a similar situation, I'm gonna have that locked away in my head and I'm gonna forget it by that point. So then I'm gonna have to be reminded again. And then, and only then, will I also forget it again and need to be reminded. So we lose the first spell we cast each turn, right? We're gonna start losing like a lot of these Shade Splitters. Thankfully, we have some garbage in the deck. We obviously have the Space Prism and the Shroud Spike that can also be played like that. Unfortunately, it does mean like we're gonna start like running down to cards constantly here. I love the idea of, I'm not looking at chat. I want to make that clear. I like the idea of Surge Stone, Eternal Stone on a Blazing Bolt. Oh, no one said it in chat. Woo! Sweet. Before we do that, though, we'll check the other one. When you summon the second unit during a turn, gain 3 energy. Cards with Consume have a 50% chance to be discarded instead. That's actually going to give us a longer timer for the Seraph the Diligent. We'll take that and reroll. Gorge abilities trigger an additional time is hilarious. +3 magic power, slightly unimpactful. Spike with banner. Yeah, I could have taken the banner. You're right. I wasn't thinking about the spike at the time. I was thinking that everything else is already free. This is difficult. I actually don't know if I want to remove anything here because I do want these spells to stay in the deck. Like, otherwise I would remove, obviously, like, the Shade Splitters, but I want them to take the Consume away from Seraph the Diligent. Reroll here. Double step? Nothing. Yeah, I don't need anything else there either. Take +3 matching power and bounce. The way you say Seraph slightly bothers me. It's good I bury the F rather than Af. Seraph. I mean, like, isn't it Seraph as in like related to Seraphim kind of situation? Like, isn't a like an etymological link there? Because if it is, then I'm almost certain I'm right. Not that there's like a obviously like universally understood, like an agreed upon, this is definitely the way to pronounce it, any other one is invalid. I would never stand on that side, I'm a prescriptivist. Seraph with a hard H. I bury the H like so much. I have the softest H. An invisible H. You said the T wrong last time? You say it both ways? Seraph? 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 Oh, maybe I have, yeah, maybe I have been saying it differently. It's pronounced Seraph. Thank you, sponsored user. Perfect. By the way, nice to see you, Steve Shiny. Extremely keen on the full release of the game. Have obviously been. Alright. Morsel Master. We've got the 2 damage shields on that. We can afford this. Shade Splitter. I can get rid of Shade Splitter happily. I mean, I guess I dupe it on this floor. Get a bunch of energy that I don't need for anything. Sure. Gimme. Also Miner and it gets duped. Ooh, that's good. Put the damage shields on the top line, setting it up. And honestly, I'm gonna let you go to the next floor, because I want to try and see if I can kill Seraph the Diligent. Seraph? Now I'm worried I'm saying it wrong consistently. My favorite joke that Rats didn't play along with is when I asked for advice on my Roth RA. I feel like that would reveal how little I know about the American financial system, specifically like the saving for retirement financial system. Because we don't have Roth IRAs, we have just superannuation as a government-enforced scheme. It's pronounced the heart, get it right. Ah, sorry. It's all the extra letters in it that are different, that make me think it's different. That already consumes, so happy to play that first here. And Morsel make it down. You actually have no morsels in this hand. That is weird. Creates a little bit of a problem as well. Oh, we got 1 morsel. Oh, we can't really do too much with that. All right, I'm down to this floor, at the very least so I can trample you for some damage. Said it right the first time, it's related to Seraphim, so you're saying it right? Cool. At the very least, I'm gonna have like so many. Yeah, I'm gonna consume this one. And then Tumbra Assault, remove you. And now I can probably make them all free, right? Hop. Whoop. Yeah. Sacrifice one of you. I'll sacrifice this one. Ooh, another Morsel Miner. Baby, is it my birthday, apparently? Happy birthday to me, I guess. Wow. Now, that is a turn. I hope I didn't upset. No, not at all. No, sorry, I don't mean to make you feel bad, Gemara Draco. I'm just, it's more like now I'm wondering, like, also, oh no, it's not like something that's concerning me in a negative way. It's more a curiosity. I apologize, it came across other ways. No love for my pun. We need a font of serif. We need a font of knowledge to promote how to pronounce serif. Look, it's not going to take long, but as soon as we kill them, this game will finally be sans serif. I only got the one cave in this hand though, so maybe I should be feasting on bottom floors. I feel like that actually was correct. I should have been doing that. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Thankfully, that didn't kill either of them. Now, Excavation Eruption kills both of them, giving me the extra energy for the Shroud Spike. God, if only I had like a good morsel this round, because then I could Shroud Spike it. And Shroud Spike will trigger twice as well because of the Gorge effects. So I guess I'll put that on Crucible Collector, I guess. I'll give it more damage, I think. Its next 42 attacks are gonna lifesteal. That's pretty good, I think. It's like okay, I guess. It's decent. You just found the win button? Yeah, it's labeled morsels, weirdly. Strange. Play that out because it's one of the least expensive cards in my hand. Okay, I do have the Cave-In in this hand. Good. I have a second Cave-In in this hand, but I have no feasts. So that's less good. Well, I'm actually going to take damage in this fight. Oh god, I'm actually pretty... Wait. Have I taken no damage this entire time? Am I about to take my first damage of the run at the end? Has anyone ever told you you have a lovely resting B face? Actually, has a lovely resting sass face. I have not heard that before. I'm a little, when I'm comfortable with people, this is more of a thing that I can do. This is how I am when I'm comfortable with people. When I'm uncomfortable with people, I am very much, kind of stoic. Not by will, it's just like, get really reserved, you know? No cave in here either. Never mind, now there is, but nothing I can do about it now. Is there nothing I can do about it? No, I can get the worst unit out of here. It's you. And then pop them up on top floor and then cave in. Good. Wrong spell. Wrong spell, Ryan. Well, actually, you know what? No. It's the right spell. I would have seen barbecue puns and I have no regrets. They're delicious. I am now actually envious. No, that's not allowed. You come back down here and fight me yourself, mister. Go to you. Get magma morsels ready to descend on another round as well. Okay, and consume all of the morsels. Definitely to start out with. And Tumbra Assault to kill you. More damage morsels. Now I had to cave in as well. The maximum amount I can cave in at the moment. I don't have another feast in the deck because I've already exhausted them out. So I'll pop you on the top floor. Cannibalize you as well. See if I get anything better to go on this floor. I can't actually. It's fine. Yeah, so just play these out so that the rest of my stuff costs nothing. With 81 turns of lifesteal, this might just work. Let's see. Okay, it worked out. It worked out pretty dang well. Nearly flawless run, not a... yeah, exactly. Unfortunate. Although getting upgrades on both of those cards at the same time feels pretty good. That was... wild run. Create 3 copies of Morsel Unit. I imagine that happens on the floor the Morsel is already on. That plus, not Grovel, but, making of a Morsel? Making of a Morsel Maker? Something? The 2 mana give you a Morsel Miner. Sounds like a good idea. Those 2 together. Ah, they're so close! Oh, I'm actually like a couple levels down on Stygian. I guess I've just been randomizing these, randoming to get these more consistently than others. Oh, or I've done a Hellhorned run with each of the other clans, but I haven't got a Stygian run with a Hellhorned as well. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, let's get to the run summary screen here.